Hello, boys and girls. It's another tarot adventure we're having here. Well, anyway, today I thought I would talk a little bit about psychic awareness in your tarot readings and how to detect when that's coming up and how to go about getting it, really. So I'll show you what worked for me and what happened with me over the years, what seemed to click with that. There's not too much written about developing psychic awareness. At least nothing really cut and dried about that. And when it comes to the tarot, they pretty much just figure out, they just leave that as most sources will just leave that as the cards are taking care of that, and you don't have to worry about it. But I would say that I disagree with that. I think you're going to have to develop your awareness, and that'll happen with a tarot reading. So tarot reading is a good way to set things up to get premonitions coming to you. And you can't really force a premonition to come. So if you're thinking, well, I got to get this premonition, I got to figure this out psychically, or if you chase it, it'll scurry away from you. It'll run from you. You have to just sort of set the situation up and then let it and welcome it to come to you. And I think the tarot reading does that. So one thing I'd like to say with that, the way it works with me is I use a Celtic cross, 10 positions. And you lay the cards into those positions. And then you do the reading. I don't look at it like I'm going to have some psychic premonition with each one of those cards. Each one of those positions is an aspect of the question you're looking into. Another thing I do, and I would suggest for you to do the same, I try to avoid cold readings. If you read professionally, you're not going to have many of those. You don't get much done with a cold reading. You have to have something to look into, especially when there's a time element in there. You have a half an hour or whatever it is. People who are paying you money are paying you money. It's because they have an issue that they want something solved here. They're looking for an answer, a solution on something. So asking them what's on their mind, why are they there? There's nothing wrong with that at all. I know pro readers who insist on you having a question. I know pro readers who insist on you not only having a question, but writing it down on paper for them. So this works out very well. So I don't have people write it down for me. I just say, what's going on? So having something to look into, you know what you're looking into then. That gives you something to be psychic about or have intuition about, whatever that situation happens to be. Each one of these 10 positions on a Celtic cross, each one of those positions are supposed to have meaning that are aspects of the question you're looking into. They're supposed to pertain to some way that would be significant to look into this particular aspect. And my cross, I feel that the meanings I've assigned to my cross are different than your traditional Celtic cross. They're ones that over time I just felt would work a lot better. And I would have to say that 30 years reading pro, I don't think I've ever had a reading where I could not find answers using the position meanings of my cross. But each one of those position meanings, you don't have to look at in some psychic way. You're just interpreting the cards and you're trying to make them connect the dots to fit them together. This position with that position and this one over here and this one over here. And I think a good way, what'll start to happen, and I think what is a good way to look at it, is I'm going to interpret these cards in some way that will be useful for this person and their question. And I'm going to welcome any type of intuition to come to me. And then you leave it at that. You don't think about it no more. Now you're just doing the readings. And I would say if you look at those 10 positions on a cross or whatever card spread you're using, it'll have a number of positions on there. And each one of those positions has meaning that should be useful in some way to the question you're looking into. And you could find meaning and innovative ideas, imaginative ideas, useful ideas for this person without any psychic awareness coming to you at all with it, just by the cards that are laid in there, making associations between them and the question. But what'll start to happen, you're going to see one position, and you're seeing that card in that position, and you see more with it. You just see it more than it usually would be there. And you might be interpreting that card in some way you never thought of before. You might have some type of strong feeling about it. If you get one position out of those 10 on a cross, and that happens to you, a strong feeling about it, that's a psychic awareness. And all you need is one position, one card, showing you some insight that is unexplainable. You can't understand why. And you could also confirm this stuff, the things you're seeing with the client as you're talking to them. Is this going on with you? Is something going on with this or that? And as you're looking at the cards, and the client can confirm yes or no with that. So if you get a hunch over here on this card over here on something, and you mentioned to the client, did this happen in the recently? Did you just go through some situation with this? And they say, well, yeah, I did. And you know you're reading that, you're picking that up from that particular card, that particular position with this client, and that was an intuitive insight. And the more you do it, the more you'll start to sense that that feeling you get. It's just a feeling, and it just drifts into here. And it just it's a gentle thing, but it could be a very strong feeling, gentle but strong. I really feel a strong hunch with this, but it could also there's levels to that. So some insight you might get might just be a strong hunch, but others you might just feel like that that's what's going on, and you don't know why. So these things can happen with a reading. And if you start reading, even if you're just reading, playing it straight and just interpreting the cards, when you do this over and over again, you keep doing it, you're putting yourself in a frame of mind that welcomes intuition to come to you. And it'll start. And you're not going to know you're doing it. It's just going to happen. And you'll say, wow, it just happened. I saw this card over here screaming at me. This message I got from this card, I can't believe what I got there. And it makes sense. And then you can confirm it with the person. So a tarot reading really sets you up to welcome intuition to come to you. I don't think you can just summon it to come to you. You have to wait for it to come to you. And some days you might be really grounded, nothing really coming to you intuitively. You're just reading the cards and they're coming out what they're coming out. It could have some very innovative ideas, some very imaginative ideas, useful in the reading, these things you're seeing in the cards. And other days you might really be out there, very sensitive to picking up things. Your psychic awareness can go in cycles. You could be certain times in your life because of other distractions. You could be very grounded, and it's very hard to get intuition to come to you. Doesn't mean you can't read. You can still read, but it's a different type of an awareness then. And then other times you could be way up there in the clouds, and you're getting stuff come to you. You don't know where it's coming from. So don't force it. Reading is something you're just setting it up for it to come to you. And the more you do it, and these hunches you get, you're going to start to get familiar with that insight. Just like anything else, the more you do it, the better you get at it. You could also see things and hear things because you're putting yourself in that frame of mind. And the tarot reading helps put you in that frame of mind. You could see things and hear things, or you just might know something. We don't know much about psychic awareness, but we do know it comes. And if you're a reader, you're right there. You're welcoming it to come to you. So if it doesn't come to you first couple times to do a reading, that's okay. Might not come for you doing readings for a month. Then you're going to get this one insight, and you're not going to know where it came from. This reading you just did, got a strong hunch here. Where did that come from? I say most readers have said that to themselves lots of times. Where did that come from? I don't know. It just did. And I really am a firm believer that it came to you because you have put yourself in a position to welcome it to come to you by reading the tarot cards and looking at a question in sections, all these different aspects, well, card positions, and all you need is one of them. A premonition on one of them. That's all you need. Another thing you can do to help awareness come to you is pay attention to your dreams. Some people say, I don't dream. You dream. So just tell yourself, Annette, I'm going to remember my dreams. And don't be surprised if you wake up, remember you just had a dream. You don't have to analyze the dreams. It's just getting in touch with that side of your mind. I think your dreams come from your right brain. And just getting in touch with it, that side of your mind. Familiarizing yourself with that and using it, really. And if you can keep a journal of it if you want, just to have it. That, look back at your dreams. But I don't think there's some type of message in there, really. You're just dreaming. And if you're dreaming, you could have it's a wonderful experience. I mean, I have just as much fun in my sleeping hours as I do in my waking hours. I enjoy it's true. I really like going to sleep. I have a lot of fun in my dreams. Meet some new friends. No, they can be very nice. And you could really enjoy that. And if you do pay attention to that side of your mind in your sleep, it'll help you in your waking hours to get that psychic awareness to come to. So a tarot reading just sets you up to welcome psychic awareness to come to you. And if you put yourself in that position, in that environment enough, it'll start to come. Doesn't happen every time, but it happens. So that's how it worked with me. October 10th, Tuesday, October 10th, is our next psychic gathering, our tarot gathering, I mean. If you want to be there, all are welcome. Novice, professional, it doesn't make any difference. If you got any questions on the tarot, come on by, ask. There's a bunch of people give you a lot of information there. It's just a hangout for people who are interested in tarot cards and even other forms of divination. We just get together, have a good time. All are welcome. Go to tarotmaps.com, and then in the menu, you'll see tarot gatherings. Click on that, and you go right to the page to go right to the Zoom meeting. There's no sign up or any of that. You just will come on over. And we'll put a link down below to tarotmaps.com, and you can just go there and do it. So 12 o'clock Chicago time, CST, Tuesday, October 12th, or October 10th. October 10th. So I hope you like this. Keep throwing cards. We'll talk soon. Bye.